Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to go through the full step-by-step tutorial on how to make this delicious shrimp and chicken Alfredo Penne. So I'm going to get my grill pan nice and hot and we're going to coat it with olive oil. I'm going to use my brush so you can get a better angle so you guys can see, to make sure that it's thoroughly coated on the pan. And once it's really hot, we're going to put the meat on there. Now this is the marinade. You have to do this at least 48 hours in advance, and all seasoning is to your liking. Okay, this is exactly how it looks after it's been in the refrigerator for 48 hours. Oh my God, it sounds like heaven and it smells like it too. All right, so these chicken breasts are really big. My husband did the marinade, so I am really grateful to just be the one to have to cook it. But by them being bigger, we're gonna have to cook them a little bit longer just to make sure that they're thoroughly cooked. So I'm gonna take this different angle. What we wanna do, because that marinade is so thick, we don't want it to burn. So you need to douse it with a little bit of water to keep it from actually burning the meat. You want it to get those grill lines if you can. But the most important thing is that you don't want your meat to dry out. Oh, look at that, y'all. Yeah. Ooh, they are cooking good, and it's smelling good in the kitchen. All right, now that I have grilled them on both sides for about 15 minutes, I'm gonna put some water in the bottom of the pan and put it in the oven to slow cook to make sure it's thoroughly cooked on the inside until I'm ready. It's time for pasta, y'all. So we're just gonna put a little bit of salt and some olive oil just to make that come to a boil, and put in that penne noodles. Once it's boiling, you put the oil so it doesn't stick. Now these are all the different seasonings that we're gonna put on our shrimp. We have some raw shrimp that's been deveined and deshelled, and all of these seasonings will be to your liking, okay? So I used some Old Bay, some seasoning salt, onion powder, garlic powder, black pepper, and some dried parsley. And we're gonna and some paprika, forgot about that part. And we're going to actually drizzle some lemon on top. Yeah, it tried to get away from it. Look at it. Man, these things slippery. But it's going to provide so much of the flavor profile for these shrimp. Oh my God, and it smells good. All right, let's go ahead and cut up our rainbow colored bell pepper. So I chose to do this for this penne because not only when you're eating a pasta like this do you want sauce, but you also need the contrast on your taste buds of like a little bit of a crunch. My family doesn't like them to be in the raw form. I actually prefer it, but to get them to eat this meal, I have to cook them down. But my preference would be to leave them in a rawer state. Look at that, they look so beautiful. So we're gonna take 1 tablespoon of unsalted butter in the pan. We're gonna make sure it's coated completely in that pan, and we're gonna lay down each shrimp one at a time so it can actually sear really nicely on that side. Look at that. I'm telling y'all. Oh, it smells so good. We're gonna put a little bit of water in the pan because these are nicely heavily coated, and like I said, I don't want it to burn. I don't want the butter to caramelize and make them brown butter shrimp. Look at that. We're gonna move them around a little bit, give them a little toss. Man, it smells so good, guys. The next step, we're gonna add our rainbow peppers in there so we can cook them down a little bit and sweat them with the shrimp. All right, now I'm gonna use some jars of Alfredo sauce. Now, a lot of people don't like using the jars. I don't mind. Like I said, I'm a mom of 4, so I don't have a lot of time to really cook everything from scratch. And this is a super easy, delicious recipe that you can use if you don't really feel like making an Alfredo from scratch. So I used some of this 4 cheese. This was my first time actually using this brand because the Prego brand was out of the 4 cheese. And we're gonna go ahead and put a little water in that bottle, a little hot water, to make sure we get it all out. And it'll look like this. Now we're gonna go ahead and start slicing our chicken. I got it out the oven. Look at it, y'all. Oh my God. It looks so good. And it smells good. And it took every ounce of me not to go ahead and just eat up the chicken as is. Oh my God, look at that. So you want to make sure that you dice this up really nicely so you can put it inside of the pasta. And be careful because that sauce is going to be really, really hot. I cooked all 3 of the chicken breasts, but like I said, they were really large, so I could only cut up 2 of them to put in the pasta, or it would have been, the ratio of it would have been really off. If you just want chicken pasta, penne pasta, then you could have just used all 3 breasts. But for this recipe, we only used 2. Now our noodles are done. We're going to just drain them, not rinse, only drain. That's it. That's the best way for the pasta sauce to coat those noodles. Look at that. Just drain it. Check out my cookware, y'all. My husband got it for me on Amazon. Now we're transferring that deliciousness on top of this pasta. Oh my God. It looks so good. I mean, oh my God. Now, it's not enough sauce to coat all the pasta that I had to make because I made the whole box. So I was able to find 1 jar of my favorite Prego brand. It is the extra large of the Alfredo sauce. See right here, it's the home style kind. So we're going to use the whole jar of this to coat it. Now, sometimes people just like the recipe as is after you add the sauce. Me, on the other hand, to set this Alfredo penne over the edge after this step of letting this simmer, I actually put about 2 cups, give or take, of Parmesan cheese. And when I tell you that it helps thicken that sauce and it coats it properly to the pasta, oh my God. So that is an option for you guys to do, but right at this point you could just serve it as is. But if you're looking for that extra cheesy flavor, you should add some Parmesan cheese on top, and you can take it as much or as little as you want. I have a heavy hand when it comes to cheese, so I put about 2 cups of it on there. But it was really delicious. Now with this meal, I also did some 4 cheese garlic bread Texas toast. I put that in the oven on 425 for about 8 minutes, but then I turned the oven off and left it in there, and it actually made it get an extra crunch on top, and I thought they were burnt, but they weren't. They were just really solid and crispy, and it actually really worked with this type of pasta. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Until the next episode of our delicious adventure, don't forget to like, subscribe, and get notified.